Hi, my teacher friends. This is Miss Wong. I have been a classroom teacher for 12 years. I work with multilingual learners as well as those educators who support multilingual learners in their classroom. So in this video, in the spirit of Chinese New Year, I want to share with you a ready-to-use 30-minute lesson plan that introduces your students to Chinese Zodiac. And everything is prepped and ready to go. Let's take a look. All right, to start this lesson, the very first thing I point out to my students is that Chinese New Year changes every year. This year it falls on February 17th, but really, like if we look into the next year, you'll have to go to the Chinese calendar to see when next year the first day is going to be. So unlike the New Year celebrated in many other countries, which always falls on January 1st, Chinese New Year changes every year. That's the very first thing I would introduce to my students. Now, the second thing that we are going to do here is that I have a bookmark that I created using Canva. And at the front, it basically says 年吉祥. Well, of course, we're going to add information here. Eventually, it's going to say 马年吉祥, which means wishing you good fortune in the year of the horse. And then I have students, give this to students. You can just print this out. I will attach the link for you. And then at the back, it's just empty. So I show them the front, ask them to show me the back. And then I found this wonderful video that I will show you very soon. So the video I use here is from this YouTube channel called 小不点中文, a little Chinese. And here you'll see there's an overview of all the animals. And then for each animal, you'll see a video of it, and then the Chinese character for it, and then the pronunciation at the top, 鼠, and then you have the English version. This YouTube creator basically walked you through all the 12 Chinese Zodiac. So when I work with lower elementary school kids, like kindergarten or first grade kids, I did 4 at a time. So instead of doing all 12 animals, I did 4 animals at a time, and then I had them write in English only. But then when I worked with 4th graders and 5th graders, I did ask them to try to write down the Chinese pronunciation of it as well. And after that, you are going to check I had students to have a quick group discussion for a minute and then check their answers to see if they've got all the 12 animals. And after that, you're going to walk students through each animal just to have them to say, hey, what is the first animal? And then share with them some of the keywords. And this is a great way to practice vocab as well. As I realized that some of the words can be a little bit challenging if you're working with elementary school kids. So check their understandings while you're introducing these vocab. So there are altogether 12 of them. And some of the fun things that I did with these animals, for example, like I would mention that last year was the year of snake, and then this year is the year of horse. And then when I ask about dogs, talk about dogs, I ask them, hey, do you have dogs at home? What do you think about your dogs? Stuff like that. So this is to introduce those 12 animals, but I do have the slide to put it here to say, this is part of the sayings in our culture, but we do not let them define who we are. And I ask them questions like, if I'm a tiger, can I still be sweet and intelligent? Or I ask questions like, if I'm a goat, can I be ambitious and strong? So the answer should be yes, because we don't want to let these traits define us. And then after that, another fun activity for students is to find out what animals they are. And then we can have a discussion about, do you think this really describes you? Or do you think this is not true? How would you describe yourself? A quick discussion there. This is a link to a website. And then one more activity that you can do is to have the students write the Chinese character horse. I added this here because this is one of the easier Chinese characters to write. If it's a different year, like the year of rat or the year of snake, it will be very, very hard to incorporate that. But for this one, I actually think it's possible. So take a look. I have a slide that show you how to write this character. And again, it's really a matter of trying new culture and learning about new culture and writing Chinese characters just for fun. It does not matter if you don't write it perfectly. That's perfectly fine. So this is the Chinese character for horse, a good practice. One last thing I added here is to say Happy New Year in Chinese. I linked this to a Google Translate where it has the pronunciation for you. But the last thing we say here is 新年快乐. Now, my trick when I work with students is I try to do one word at a time and then two words at a time and then the whole thing together. So I will go like 新 and then everyone repeat 新 and I go 年年快快乐乐 and then I do 新年 everybody repeat 新年快乐快乐 and then I do 新年快乐 and everybody repeats 新年快乐 and that's a great ending to say yay 新年快乐 and that will be the end of the lesson. So I really hope you enjoy this lesson. Again, I will attach the PowerPoint as well as the bookmark picture together with this video, and I hope more people can try out this lesson plan and let me know how it goes. Happy New Year, everyone! 新年快乐!